Hi, this is Todd. Today we are at the Nathan Anderson Cemetery in Ringgold, Georgia, and we're going to see what we can find here. Didn't know that this place was actually here, kind of hidden back behind a couple of hotels. So we'll take a walk and see what we can find. Hi, my name is Todd. I am just here to visit. Are there any spirits that are here? Like to make your presence known? By all means, please utilize the device that's in my hand. I saw Brandon. Is that your name? Is your name Brandon? We have Van Buren L. Watts, August 25th, 1871 to June 22nd, 1906. Someone frightened? No reason to fear me. I'm not here for any seance or anything like that. I just want to visit and read some names and possibly find out who you were. This is Captain A.J. Bankston, 1836 to 1895.
17.
Fought in the Confederacy, and his record evidenced his valor. Here we have Hensley. We have Sarah E. Stewart, born October 14th, 1838, died July 14th, 1927. And Hiram Green Hensley, born December 28th, 1828, died May 6, 1902. We have a few children's graves here. Our darling Fred, son of Mr. and Mrs. R.E. Carlock, October 7th, 1911. And here we have our darling Wilma Gladys, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. R.E. Carlock, born and died October 20th, 1915. Yes, you can use this device to make your presence known. And this marker is for James N. Byrd, Company C, 60th Georgia Infantry, Confederate States Army. Thank you much for your service, sir. And then this one is for John Bryant, Company A, 12th Georgia Cavalry, Confederate States Army. Thank you much for your service, sir. There are a lot of old graves here. We have W. Saunders, 1839 to 1910. And Sally B. Saunders. Yes, I am listening. Sally B. Saunders, 1850 to 1929. Can you tell me your name? It's quite an old plot. This one here is for Eliza Bryan, March 18th, 1848 to April 20th, 1930. In memory of our mother, Martha, wife of Alfred McSpadden, daughter of George W. E. Anderson, erected by her son, G.M. McSpadden. And this is to the memory of George W. Anderson, born the 6th of May, 1779, and departed this life the 11th of October, 1851, aged 72 years, 5 months, and 5 days. George Washington Anderson was born to James Sr. and Martha L. Mallet Anderson on May 6, 1779, in New Jersey. His father moved his family to North Carolina around 1790. He married Elizabeth Ann Hurst in November of 1797. He served in the War of 1812 as a colonel alongside his younger brother, Robert. Sometime after the war, around 1818, he and 2 brothers, Joseph and Robert, moved their families to White County, Tennessee, after selling his land in North Carolina. In about 1822, George moved his family to what is now Catoosa County and became a tenant on Cherokee Indian Chief Richard Taylor's plantation. In 1835, after the Treaty of Echota was signed, George purchased a portion of the plantation from Taylor and received land from the lottery. In total, Anderson owned roughly 880 acres of prime land in and around what is now Ringgold, Georgia. In 1838, Anderson was a surveyor for the Western and Atlantic Railroad from Atlanta to Graysville. The railroad was completed in 1849. Earlier in 1847, George was also one of 5 of the first commissioners incorporating the old town of what was then Crossroads into what is now Ringgold. Anderson died on October 11th, 1851, at the age of 72 years. Wow. This is Elizabeth M. Anderson, born March 23rd, 1841, died May 9th, 1863. Conleys. This is Stella B. Anderson, wife of F.C. Alexander, September 6, 1882 to October 27th, 1938. We have Mary and J.P. Mitchell. Mary was born March 25th, 1865, died December 20th, 1942. And J.P. was born February 26, 1855, died February 4th, 1932. This is Lucy A. Anderson, born March 31st, 1844, died March 30th, 1924. And Robert F. Anderson, born October 30th, 1843, died September 22nd, 1875. This is Mary Cecil, wife of John L. Owings, July 25th, 1883 to March 11th, 1908.
Joe.
This is Oscar Leonidas Wiggins, September 27th, 1881 to December 26th, 1967. Another old, seems like a single, but all you see is all you have here is the stone. You can no longer see any markings on it. This is Lyle, memory of C.H. and Molly McGill, born September 22nd, 1897, died August 17th, 1899. Hepta C. Head, February 26, 1854 to February 24th, 1941. These are the roads. M.E. Rhodes, born June 17th, 1813, died February 28th, 1891. Madison E. Rhodes was born in North Carolina, and he married Miriam Johnson of Henderson, North Carolina, in about 1838. I was surprised to find that Madison Rhodes was part of a greater story of the Civil War known as the Great Locomotive Chase. On April 12th of 1862, a band of Union soldiers and a civilian scout known as Andrews Raiders after James J. Andrews, their leader, stole the Confederate locomotive, the General, from Big Shanty, which is now Kennesaw, Georgia, and took it northward towards Chattanooga. The engine eventually ran out of fuel, and the soldiers abandoned it and scattered throughout the area. It is said that two of the group of Andrews Raiders found their way to Madison Rhodes' home. There, he fed them and secretly sent for help. When help arrived, the two raiders, asleep and disarmed, were captured. William H. Campbell, the civilian scout, and Private Philip Perry G. Shadrach were hanged on June 18, 1862, by the Confederacy for their crimes. Shadrach was one of 21 raiders to receive the Medal of Honor. However, he did not receive his until July 3, 2024. And Miriam Rhodes, born November 28th, 1849, died September 28th, 1886.
Poisoned.
Are you saying you were poisoned? This is Lola O. Brooke, born December 28th, 1858, died March 14th, 1886.
Asylum.
A faux vault here. This is for Aaron Camp, born June 21st, 1778, died July 6th, 1861. And you have this stacked stone here. Don't know if we can see that headstone that's in it. Catherine Ann, wife of C.W. Inman, born July 31st, 1886, died
Rituals.
something the 8th, 1836, died 1868. No, there are no rituals for me. I'm not performing any rituals today, or ever, for that matter. Mother, Abigail H. Goodrich, September 24th, 1822 to December 3rd, 1912. And this is for Jasper H. Goodrich, Company A, 63rd Georgia Infantry, Confederate States Army. Jasper Henry Goodrich was born in Boston, Massachusetts in 1844 to Henry C. and Abigail Hubbard. Between 1850 and 1860, Jasper and his family relocated to Augusta, Georgia, and on April 10th, 1862, at just age 19, Jasper enlisted into the Confederate States Army as Private Company A, Gordon 63rd Infantry Regiment. His father died just 2 months later on June 23rd. After the fall of Atlanta on September 2nd, 1864, Jasper found himself in the Floyd House Hospital in Macon, Georgia, severely ill and debilitated with dysentery and emaciation. He recovered and by 1800 was living in Hartford, Connecticut. By 1900, he had moved back to Georgia, residing with his mother in Ringgold. She passed away on December 3rd, 1912. He was living with his niece and her family when he died of pneumonia on February 12th, 1930. It appears that he never married and never had any children. We have Mary E. Edwards, William L. Edwards, Mary, born January 21st, 1839, died November 18th, 1899. And William L. Edwards, March 7th, 1836 to April 1st, 1889. We'll pick up your flag here and reinsert it in the ground as best we can. There we go. These look like newer replaced stones. Joseph Peters, February 23rd, 1859 to December 3rd, 1933. And we have India Peters, September 23rd, 1866 to January 2nd, 1911. And behind them, we have Cora Peters, born September 29th, 1889. She died quite young, and April 18th, 1909, at just 20 years. We have Edwin S. Anderson Jr., U.S. Marine Corps, March 27th, 1921 to July 19th, 2002. Thank you very much for your service, sir. We have Fane, we have Will M., March 2nd, 1858 to December 19th, 1916. Lula A., February 26, 1869 to July 14th, 1964. And Ruth E. Ruth, October 20th, 1905 to February 13th, 1998. We have Bankston's here. More Andersons. James Harvey Anderson, 1838 to 1923. And Mother Maria Shepard Anderson, 1847 to 1916. It would look as though James Harvey was a captain in the 39th Georgia Infantry, Confederate States Army. Thank you much for your service, sir. I cannot guide you away from this place.
Mississippi.
That's not what I do.
Where are we?
You are in Ringgold, Georgia, hopefully at peace. So this plot right here, you see, you have this line here. From here back is the oldest portion of the cemetery. On the other side of the little road here, that's newer. And from here back is newer. Robinson, Strickland,
How are you?
I am fine, thank you. Can I have your name? James D. Strickland, born March 15th, 1820, died September 12th, 1898. Here with Jane Strickland, born September 6th, 1828, died May 20th, 1898. They were married on September 15th, 1840. 1849. William Phipps, Company B, 1st Confederate Infantry, Confederate States Army. This is a memorial stone in this area. Buried 137 unknown Confederate soldiers killed in action or died in hospitals here, 1862 to 1863. Here we have Jesse W. Stapp, and that was with Company B, 42nd Georgia Infantry, Confederate States Army, February 12, 1842 to June 17th, 1932. Thank you much for your service, sir. And this is William H. Clark, April 19th, 1842 to March 9th, 1904. CSA placard there. Definitely take a look at him. And Sarah Clark, November 19th, 1872 to January 13th, 1905. This is James H. Harris, born July 1st, 1855, died February 19th, 1876, aged 20 years, 7 months, 18 days. William Harris, born August 6, 1816, died May 30th, 1890, age 73 years. What is that, 3 months and 24 days? Catherine Webb Lithgum, Lithigum, Lithgum. If I am mispronouncing your name, I totally apologize for that. November 16th, 1838 to June 11th, 1911. And this is George, June 27th, 1839, January 18th, 1912. George Washington Linthicum was born in Maryland to Philip M. and Mary E. By 1850, at age 13, George and his family were living in Hardy, Virginia. By 1860, the family moved to Frederick, Maryland, and there he married Catherine Kate Tracy Webb. On February 16, 1865, at age 25, George enlisted into the U.S. Army's Maryland 11th Volunteer Infantry as a private. He only served for 100 days and was discharged at the end of the war on June 15, 1865, never to see combat. By 1880, George, Kate, and 3 children were living in Ringgold. By 1900, the family lived in Birmingham, Alabama, with George working at a pipe foundry and Kate as a shopkeeper. Kate died in June of 1911. George moved back to Ringgold to live with his daughter Cora and passed away in January of 1912.
Sing.
These are trimmers.
Disagree.
I don't know if you want me to sing.
Mary.
There are folks that say I can, but I don't necessarily believe it.
Okay. Why am I here?
Can you tell me your name? And here we have David E. A. Anderson, First Sergeant, Company F, 39th Georgia Infantry, Confederate States Army. And he was born July 15th, 1827, died August 25th, 1901. Thank you much for your service, sir. These are more Andersons. So this started out as an Anderson family plot. David S. Anderson, Mason. He was born 1796 to 1874, first master of equipment, lodge number 106. His wife, Mary F. Harvey, 1805 to 1872. Their children, George W., John R., Andrew J., Virginia F., David E. A., and James H. J.R. Anderson, December 13th, 1823, September 29th, 1895. Another plot where the stone is lying there. I don't know if that's just a field stone or if it was a marker at one time that was engraved.
Slave.
Yeah, there are slaves that are buried here. Here we have William Luke Dempsey. That would be Company K, 4th Georgia Cavalry, Confederate States Army, 1836 to May 1915. Thank you much for your service, sir. Edna Hall. Doesn't have a born date, but died November 10th, 1903. There are Halls in my family that I know came from Georgia.
Case.
Georgina Augustina Dorr, born in Mevis, British West Indies, November 23rd, 1873, died February 11th, 1907.
Don't leave me.
Who is speaking? Can I have your name, please? This is George Rector of Tennessee, killed in the Battle of Ringgold, Georgia, November 27th, 1863. Requiescent in peace, erected by the Confederate veterans of Catoosa County, Georgia. Thank you very much for your service and sacrifice, sir. And this John M. McCain, Company E, 3rd Tennessee, Mounted Infantry, Confederate States Army, June 22nd, 1842 to December 13th, 1931. Thank you much for your service, sir. Then you have these here that are definitely very old, very weathered. Faux vaults, at least I hope they are.
How do you feel?
I feel fine. It's a beautiful day to be here to visit you. And you have a family plot here with that tree growing up in the middle of it.
This is my place.
This is your place. These are some more Andersons. Anderson Hudson. Can you give me your name? Well, thank you all for allowing me to visit. I wish all of you eternal rest and peace. If there are any spirits that are currently with me, please know that you cannot leave here with me. You must stay here. I would like the opportunity to come back and visit again, but until that time, you must stay here. You cannot follow me. You cannot go with me. That's it for Nathan Anderson Cemetery here in Ringgold, Georgia. Hopefully you enjoyed the walk. Quite a few interesting tombstones, and hopefully a few things that we gathered information on that I was able to share. Thank you for coming on this walk with me. I do really appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you on our next walk. Have a blessed one. Thank you for watching Cemetery Walks with Milvet. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like and notification button, and we'll see you back here on our next walk.